All right. YouTube, what is up, man? It's your boy Damn D. Today, I want to react to Akademiks right now. He's going through a whole bunch of radio stuff. Basically, in my last video, he was talking about a little bit of the Drake lawsuit, but now he's getting into Drake, not being heavily played on radio. So he's like going through the analytics and talking about radio and stuff like that. But he's also going to talk about the lawsuit as well. So let's get into it.
Really, Nokia really wasn't even like a top 10 radio record, and we all thought that would be the radio record. Like Nokia is, slam dunk. That's one of those songs. We're not gonna call it Hotline Bling, but it's in the same realm of In My Feelings, Hotline Bling, of Right Foot Up, Left. That's the quintessential radio record. Yet that didn't go that crazy on radio. Now did it do it on Spotify? Yes. Drake's been killing on streaming for a long time, but we kind of get to realize, and by the way, this is gonna be his Achilles heel with getting number one. Radio hasn't been showing a lot of love to Drake, truthfully. So I'm wondering if Drake has been thinking, UMG is sabotaging the shit. Remember, Drake kind of fundamentally changed the game, right? Like Drake is the person, and I wonder how, if I'm UMG, you know what I would do? I would basically request communications from Drake and UMG. So you're basically just requesting your own text messages. Not really, but kind of. Request communications. No. Even got one better. Request communications about Drake doing an exclusive deal with Apple to put his album out on a streaming platform before any radio station got it, anybody got it. That tilted the scale, and streaming became number one. From that moment on, when Drake dropped his album a week before on streaming, and it was on Apple, and then Lucian Grange had to come in, and he made the decree. He said no more of our artists can drop on a selective platform before another platform. But you know why Spotify was bitching? They were like, nigga, when we come to the table and we're giving y'all money, y'all get all the money in the world. We give you whatever money you want. If y'all want, because they do these deals, they're licensing the music. They don't own the music. UMG's leverage is always catalog. We own the catalog. Spotify's gonna be like, all right, we're gonna license the music. So from now and then, they come back to the table based on revenue growth of the market. This and third, it's like CBA if you follow sports, and you come up with a new deal. And Spotify was mad. They were like, why the fuck are we in a deal with you when Apple gets the music first? We're not gonna get no subscribers. They're gonna go to Apple. And Lucian, because he don't care, if you're selling weed, you don't give a fuck if it gets sold on 63rd or 64th. Okay, we don't know. We don't care. They basically said, hey, cut it out. However, I think that moment, that is known as Drake tilting the scale. I mean, obviously, The Weeknd came in afterwards because The Weeknd was involved with that. I don't know if Hisha was that early release window, but that does play a part in it. But I'm being honest with you, man. Drake hasn't been, Drake is Drake on streaming. I haven't seen a big Drake radio record in a while. Okay, so on Some Sexy Songs for You, Nokia, it's a big record, not a big radio record. Okay?
Damn, Akademiks is saying that Drake hasn't had a big record in a long time. Drake, man, what's going on, man? Akademiks is calling you out. He's saying that your lawsuit is stupid. You ain't really had no number one hits lately. Pretty much he's saying that you done fell off, Drake.
Wasn't even top 10. Let's see. Let's go back to For All the Dogs. Was any of those records huge on radio? No. Let's go to her loss. Let me see if I can find Drake radio history. Drake radio chart history. Again, we're talking about radio, not overall charts. Oh, here we go.
This is not to get confused.
Oh, perfect. Who made this? Okay, this is great. This is exactly what I was looking for. Okay. So they're showing his radio,
go white wine. I come alive in the nighttime.
Okay.
Okay, way to go. Only thing we have on is the radio.
So these songs, but this is with Rihanna. See, he gets to almost top 5.
Let it play. Say you gotta leave. I know one day. You just waiting on track to get a girl. The things that we can do is 20 minutes, girl. Say my name. Wear it out.
This song dies after a while showing. This is over months, by the way. Another one, but this is with Nicki. Goes up. That's a formula for Drake. You gotta get with a chick, even though he doesn't need him necessarily, but it helps.
I'm in a Dominican.
Drake been dropping songs that are like album cuts that works like singles because we already fuck with him. But he hasn't had these big singles other than God's Plan. Really, God's Plan is the last one I remember. Other than his features on other songs, he'll have these features on songs that are already popping. Non-stop was lit.
Just aiming the place. Shout out to the CEO, 500 degrees. Shout out to the OBO, running to the police. Somebody should have told you I'm on one.
Okay. All right, let me just speed it up because I think Scorpion already peaked. Here we go.
God's Plan. I can't do this on my own.
Okay, so look at this how it did on radio. I guarantee he went to 5. He would kind of have one foot in, one foot out in the trenches. You'll see him with Future. You'll see him kind of rap with the tough dudes. So it's like he's the guy who had the clean image for the world, but still is valued enough with the street rappers that he could get off slick lines or get slick songs like Mob Ties. right? I think God's Plan was like the perfect song to go high because at that time the perception about Drake was like, this is this clean cut guy who is, there's never been allegations, he doesn't have a criminal record, he never got locked up, there's no blemish on him, right? And obviously I think the Meek thing was only a blemish in hip hop. I think the Pusha T thing was a smaller of a blemish. I think it's not like us shit. They're looking at Drake is long past the Disney Channel thing. They think he's up to some shit. You get what I'm saying? Like the perception of Drake back then was like, oh, this is wholesome guy. Now they look at him like, nigga might be on some shit. Ooh, and so this one went damn near, it went top 3, God's Plan, and now we have is this In My Feelings? Oh no, that was what's this other song called? Fuck, let's go. Nice for What? It was Nice for What? Yeah, songs like this is what I'm saying, chat. Right? Nice for What went to 20. Right? When I look at or hear Nokia is Nice for What? Nokia is exactly Nice for What?
Say you love me, are you writing? Say you never ever leave from a
Okay, Nokia goes top 10, pretty much like 6.
me, cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always, KB. Do you love me? Are you writing? Say you never ever leave from beside me. It don't matter to me.
Oh wow, they pushed the one of Michael Jackson's single. I never liked that song.
Don't matter to me.
Okay, that lasted for a little bit. Then that MIA song with Bad Bunny. Woo! Oh, that shit was fire. Yeah. Oh, that shit lasted. Pause. Wow, look at this peak. It peaked out, stayed, dipped, and came back up. That's, if you ask me, that's Bad Bunny becoming just a bigger fucking star. Wow, this shit lasted. Nah, this is the longest. Chat, just look at it. This shit, yo, shout out to Bad Bunny, man. Who knew Bad Bunny would become who he is now? Oh, wow. That's interesting. You see how they just skip time? So it looked like Drake. So remember, this is 2018. Going bad impacts very low, or comparably. But that's right after MIA stops, right? Remember, this is right after the battle with the Pusha T thing. This is 2018. Going into 2019, what's 2019 at this point? April 2019. MIA kind of falls off the radio charts. And by the way, we're talking about top 40 radio charts. Going bad kind of impacts a little bit, but it doesn't go nowhere. And then we go several months without a Drake song. You know, he usually does feature this entered, but nothing that's impacting radio until probably CLB in 2020. Okay, so we are skipping past the entire 2019. There's nothing there. Interesting. Okay.
Hey.
Oh, and then No Guidance. That was good record. By the way, again, Chris Brown, good artist at radio. He does good by himself. He's been in people's ears for 20 years. Drake been in people's ears for 17. Makes sense.
Trips that you plan for the next whole week. Been so long from so cheap and flex.
Okay, yeah, it's going up.
Sex OD, you got it, girl, you got it.
Yeah.
You got it, girl, you got it.
Yeah, this song lasted a long time. I'm surprised it didn't go like top 10, top 15. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. Pretty little thing, got a bag, now you ballin'. You just took it off a line on mileage. Haven't done my taxes. I'm too turned up. Virgil got the paddock on my wrist.
Oh, then Future. This is why them artists think that Drake need him. You know what I mean?
Go right foot up.
Okay, now we see Tootsie Slide. I think that's his last really positive received radio record. Look.
Left foot up, right foot slide.
It goes top 15.
Saying either way, we about to slide.
Ooh.
Can't let this one slide.
Oh shit, yeah, it goes top 10. Out of here.
Leather glove, no sequins. Yeah, bubbles on the jacket is elite.
So right here is when Drake should have got that #1 for the record. The radio's peaked. Streams are probably doing good. Fans are still buying it. Any smart label is going to put a good push for those 2 weeks. Get him that #1. Did Tootsie Slide go #1? Let's Google it. But this is how the music industry works. They watch these charts, man. No, not Tootsie. Tootsie Slide. Was that #1? By the way, that was also a clever Drake record. That whole record was coded with Drake saying he gonna kill somebody.
Wow.
And if you don't believe me, just listen to the third verse.
Damn. All right, I got my title for this. I got my title for this video. Damn.
The third verse. Somebody. By the way, that was also a clever Drake record. That whole record was coded with Drake saying he gonna kill somebody.
Yep, I got my clip for this video.
Radio's peaked. Streams are probably doing good. Fans are still buying it. Any smart label is going to put a good push for those 2 weeks. Get him that #1. Did Tootsie Slide go #1? Let's Google it. But this is how the music industry works. They watch these charts, man. No, not Tootsie. Tootsie Slide. Was that #1? By the way, that was also a clever Drake record. That whole record was coded with Drake saying he gonna kill somebody.
And that's DJ Akademiks' opinion. I do not agree or disagree. I'm just here reviewing, but I will be labeling the title of that video. DJ Akademiks says Tootsie Slide was how he gonna kill somebody. Allegedly.
Tootsie Slide. Was that #1? By the way, that was also a clever Drake record. That whole record was coded with Drake saying he gonna kill somebody.
That's crazy.
And if you don't believe me, just listen to the third verse.
That's crazy. That's crazy that he said that.
Here we go. Where's the peak of the song? The peak position, United States, U.S. Billboard Hot 100. Wow. No way. It only peaked 32? It went top 5 on radio. No way it only peaked 32. No, oh, that's a year in charts. My bad. I'm tweaking, nigga. U.S. Billboard. Yeah, it went number 1. Sorry. Yeah, it went number 1. Yep. Went number 1. See? This is how much radio matters. Like, radio, and watch. Let's look at the week it goes number 1. Let's look at the week it goes number 1, Chad. Let's look at the week. They're saying retrieve then. When did it go number 1? Let me just Google. When did 2C slide go? When did 2C slide go number 1? Yeah, I love this little AI too. April 18th. Oh, it debuted at number 1. Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah. That's because it impacted immediately. So, radio work. When you work in radio, you'll hear this word impact. So, you pay a radio team, and they do all these pitches. They do whatever they got to do. And there's going to be an impact date. That's when it's like a concerted push. Everybody's going to play it. It's going to impact on the charts, right? In promotions, you use that, and every label has promotions. Like, you use that because you know, again, remember, you want a high place on the charts. It's going to mind wash or brainwash people. So you do other things. But now we're in a different era because Drake is so huge. The buzz on the social media and just the streams could get him a number 1 for a week, not more than a week. When was it? It must have returned to number 1 on that time, though. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, I would think it went back to number 1 in June. Matter of fact, I could look it up. June 13th. Let's look at June 13th, 2020. Billboard charts, June 13th, 2020. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, 2C Slide was 6. It was 6 then. And you got to remember, it debuted at number 1 in April. April, May, June. So almost damn near 3 months later. Almost 3 months later, it's still top 10. But why is it still top 10? He debuts number 1 off Cloud. That's a fact. Drake could drop a song now and debut number 1 off Cloud. But it's gone. It's out of there. After the first, it's out of the top 15. Unless it has radio support. So, wait, what the fuck is this? Oh, yeah. So, pretty much, you could tell what happened. The radio push of 2C Slide keeps it there. Now, interesting enough and important enough, this is around the time we're getting, let's Google some facts here. When did CLB drop? September 2021. Okay, so it's not 2020. In 2020, Drake drops Dark Lane Demo, I believe, right? Dark Lane Demo tapes, right? 2020, right? 2020, good. 2020. Now, he pens this deal with Universal at that time. Remember, chat, Drake pens this deal he's been bragging about, around that time. So, for me, I'm going, this radio record happens, and then we're going into the new era where he gets this $400 million deal that he keeps bragging about. Right?
Crossbody got a piece.
2C Slide, all right, 2C Slide drops off. Okay, let's see what's next.
Not a doctor. Calling my phone like I'm locked up nonstop.
From the rollout. This is with the rollout of CLB.
Baby.
Okay, it goes top 15. Which, by the way, respectfully, you're dropping a song that's, it's melodic, but it's not like the most catchiest thing. And you have Lil Durk on it. Love Lil Durk, but like he's not like the person that should be dominating radio, right?
I took a half, she took a whole.
But UMG's rolling out CLB. They just signed Drake to a lot of money. You gotta let this song gotta go crazy. So I guarantee there's mad radio promo teams that got paid for this bitch. Yeah, this bitch is rising like this. Look, this bitch is rising. This just rising more than some.
So basically, what Akademiks is saying is like, Drake, you can't sue Kendrick for something that they did for you, because if you listen to what Akademiks is saying, radio promotion means. So this is DJ Akademiks saying, hold on, Drake, how you gonna sue UMG for what was it, Parlay or something like that? Parlay, pretty much paying DJs allegedly. This is all allegedly, for allegedly paying. Drake? How are you gonna sue UMG for paying DJs and radio station to push Not Like Us when, nigga, you probably did the same thing, whether you knew it or not? But UMG was helping your records getting played through the radio the same way allegedly. This is all allegedly. The same way allegedly that you think that UMG pushed Not Like Us.
Some other songs that Drake got that's hotter. Think about it.
Slow down.
Wow. It damn near goes to 5. So this goes up there to this goes to the levels of where did Hotline Bling go? Where did Hotline Bling go? What era is that? Is that More Life? What? You can type any question, they just answer it. Not interested. He's on views. Okay, let's go views era again. My bad, Chad. Yeah. Hotline Bling goes.
Late night when you need.
Yeah, Hotline Bling goes number 1. Right? Nope. So Hotline Bling's biggest radio record. Work. Goes top 10. Woo! One Dance goes number 1.
One more time, but I go.
So essentially, View's era, Drake is undoubtedly a pop star. Like, what I mean, he's still a pop star, but he's the biggest pop star in the game. He has 3 top 5 radio records on one project, or around the same time, because Work isn't on his project. It's on Anti, which is Rihanna. So he has Work, Hotline Bling, and he has One Dance. Yeah. So that.
All right, I'm going to end it off right here because it seems like he's still going to be talking about. Nah, maybe I should keep going. Dang, he got like another minute talking about this radio stuff. I'll keep going.
That's his biggest era. Then afterwards, he gets success with God's Plan, right? God's Plan goes. God's Plan goes top 5. In My Feelings goes top 10. 2C Slide goes. That goes top 5, I believe, right? No, that only went top. What the fuck?
I'm saying either way, we by the side. Can't let this one slide. Hey, let it glow, no sequence.
Okay, that went top 10.
Know that they had the crib to the whole day.
Laugh Now Cry Later goes top 5. He just signed to do
Okay.
And then now, after 2020, well, it's 2021. Here we go. He's rolling out albums. Now, the interesting part about that, you know, it says okay. That's the What's Next song. He dropped that record in the 3-pack with Lemon Pepper Freestyle and Wants and Needs, and that's the one with him and Baby was snapping. All 3 of those records debut on the Billboard Hot 100, 1, 2, and 3. But we're looking at the radio charts. Radio did not matter. Did not matter. Look, What's Next, Wants and Needs debut. Watch, they debut number 1, 2, and 3. What's Next, Wants and Needs both debut on the same week, and What's Next was number 1, Wants and Needs was number 2, and Lemon Pepper Freestyle was number 3. And that's how hot Drake was, because he did that with no radio. Like, there was no radio. You could tell. This is the radio playlist.
Next, okay, we'll see what's about to happen next, okay?
And see, so What's Next is down here, which it went top 40.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay.
Way Too Sexy. That's on CLB.
I'm feeling too sexy to accept requests. And I'm way too sexy to go and protect. And she popped the Tesla, now she gonna let you. Okay, all right.
Went top 25.
Yeah, I don't wanna.
Okay, this is honestly never mind. I don't expect these songs to, but you see, these songs might be on house channels or channels that support house music and EDC, you know, electric music or whatever, EDM music, right? It probably did well there.
I've been driving around the world.
Okay, then Wait For You comes in, but remember that's not his record, it's Future's.
I sit on my balcony and wonder how you feeling.
That went top 20.
I to take my time away from women. I cannot try me 100 times. Wanting me alive, wanting me
Staying Alive, you know Khaled's label gonna push this shit.
wanting me to die. Pigeonhole, I'm a night owl.
Damn, Jimmy Cooks, we all love Jimmy Cooks, but Jimmy Cooks was, you know, marginally decent at radio, not too much.
This a different mode. I might have to make.
Now we had Her Loss. So let's do the math real quick. After CLB and that first track with that elaborate rollout of Laugh Now Cry Later, Drake signs the deal. We're gonna get into what this purported deal is. We don't see much more of Drake, and we're gonna watch. Do we see Drake dominating the radio charts? By the way, this whole time he's dominating the streaming charts. Whole time.
21, can you do something for me? Can you hit a little rich flex?
Okay, and shit, a lot of people like that song, but that song is not going top 20.
For me, 21,
wow.
Can you do something for me?
Dies out pretty quick. By the way, you could tell that, look how quickly they sum up his last 2 eras, because you could tell his eras is getting shorter and shorter on radio airplay. Look, Views, huge. Scorpion, huge. Remember, he had 2C Slide around this time. After that, they sum up CLB real quick. Honestly, never mind, real quick. Now we're at Her Loss.
Drag it out of me, please drag it out of me, please drag it out. Holy game, petty game, bitch, baby, daddy game. I'm with red like I'm at a Cincinnati game.
Yeah, that goes top 40. Or top 35.
Tell the game, but she tell the name. Bill, got me down for I had the game.
Okay, all right.
All right. That's a lot of radio stuff.
Now we realize Nokia is, you know, it's a record, but we're going to see how Drake does on radio going forward. Now, I have heard this. I have heard that.
Is she texting someone behind your back? A single Spokio search can help you find out who she's.
A lot of people who are working in radio, they literally feel like Drake is snitching on the game. Honestly, I've heard that. They feel like, again, with all due respect, this idea of it takes money to make everything happen. If you think niggas are playing your record because you're cute, and Drake drawing attention to this, they feel like they got to move differently. You know, it's like a nigga be like, yo, y'all don't see niggas selling, they be selling mad drugs on that block. Now the cops start patrolling, niggas got to move a little bit different. They're going to start hating you. You know what I mean? They're going to start hating you. So I think from what I've heard from niggas in radio, they're not the fondest of Drake. And that might also result in UMG saying, all right, cool, we're not going to push this shit to the radio. We're not going to use these radio promo teams because you're claiming that they're doing illegal stuff that obviously we don't know they're doing, but we're just paying them. We're paying them to do something. what they're doing. We don't know. But if you think that they're doing something bad, we won't have them do nothing for you. But anyway, we haven't seen much Drake. You know, obviously we don't have data for 2025, right? But essentially, in the For All the Dogs era, there was not one top 10 radio song, right? Her Lost era, there's no top 20. So this is, Honestly Nevermind was in 2022, right? So it's been 3 years now. Drake hasn't had a top 20 record on radio. That's what I'm telling y'all. I'm like, yo, he's top 5 in streaming, yet he hasn't had a top 20 radio streaming record in 3 years. And he signs a deal 4 years ago. Maybe that's where Drake is coming up with this. I don't know. I just noticed it like the other night. I'm just looking through shit. I'm like, yeah, Drake hasn't been doing good on radio now. By the way, let me see if they could do one on Kendrick.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Did they got one on Kendrick? Oh, look at, no, that's the Billboard chart. I want to see the radio. Let me search Kendrick radio. Maybe they did one of his. No, I don't think so.
Good. That's good. All right, get back to the case.
Radio chart history.
Get back to the case. Get back to the case.
We got the Weeknd's radio chart history. We only have the Billboard history. All right, never mind. Okay. All right, so anyway, I go back.
All right, so there we go. That was DJ Akademiks' long, drawn out, and pretty much, you know, he talked about pretty much how Drake fell off on radio. All right. Sum it up. He talked about how Tootsie Slide was allegedly a video on how Drake is going to unalive someone. Pretty much how Drake is dumb for trying to sue UMG for pushing Kendrick Lamar records when they did the same thing to you, and how Drake fell off of radio. It's your boy Dan D signing out.